Hello, happy Sunday. Welcome back to Crafters TV. My name is Joe and this is a masterclass for you. I hope you have eased yourself into the weekend. I hope you've got that lovely Sunday feeling. So sit back, relax, get ready for 4 hours of crafting with us here this afternoon, of course here in the UK, or this morning if you are across in the USA. Now I'm not alone today and I'm joined by a very special guest, a lady that I haven't seen in a very long time. Jan is here with me in the studio. Jan, how are you? It feels like forever ago.
It sure does, Joe. Honestly, it's I think my last show that I did before my absence was with you, and that was back in March. And time's just flown by ever since. Been back for a couple of shows recently, but I am thrilled to be back on board. And everybody said to me, don't worry, Jan, the minute you get back here, it'll just be like riding a bike. And it was. The minute I started demoing, it was as if I'd never been away. So I'm really excited about being back, I must admit.
It was like riding about visions of you riding around the studio for some reason, you know, just deciding to ride a bike instead, whizzing around the studio. I'm sure that wasn't what it's like, but I get exactly what you mean. Lots of inspiration, lots of education coming up today, Jan, isn't there? What sort of things are you going to be sharing with us over the next couple of hours?
Well, you can see at the side of you, Joe, we've got these beautiful make a statement dies on, and I absolutely love these. Been playing with them this week, and there are so many possibilities, and I'm going to talk you through this and show you how they work and step-by-step instructions. So just thought we'd have a look at a couple of them now. So we've got, let me just make sure I've got this one the right way up for you. Love this. Okay, so when we open this one, we've used the initial letter. Get my fingers the right way around, there we go. And then you get the stamped element to finish the word, which is a really, really clever idea. And just look what you can do with these. Mix and match them with your own dies that you have in your stash. And what a beautiful, beautiful way to wish somebody a happy new Rome. And this last one, let me just show you this one because this blew me away. Again, what you can actually do with them. So have an amazing day. And you can see where we've got that initial statement letter and then the rest of the word. But again, look what you can do with them. And not just letters, we've got numbers in that collection as well. So that's just a little sneaky peek of some of the things coming up this afternoon.
It's going to be a really, really fun show coming up over the next couple of hours. Jan is going to be here for this first show and with the second show as well. So any questions that you've got at all for Jan, you can get them into us in the usual ways across on Facebook or of course over on YouTube. We'll pick up both of those comments there. So any questions that you've got, let us know what you're up to. What is your Sunday? What time is it? So I mean, it's the afternoon here in the UK, but I mean, East Coasters, it's 8 a.m. on a Sunday morning. What are you up to? Does it involve lots of coffee and orange juice and newspapers and dogs and log fires? I'm sort of manifesting the Sunday morning that I'd like to be enjoying, I think. But whatever you're up to, do let us know. Obviously, I want to be here. If I wasn't here, that's exactly what I'd be up to. Plot twist, I don't have a log fire, okay? But, you know, we can work on it. We can work on it. Right, there are a few different bits on the show as well. And what I'd always urge you to do, as I do with every show, get across to the website, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.au, and have a look at everything that you've got coming up. We're going to quickly just whiz through our fancy font, sentiment, stamps and dies that we've got for you, because they are on a fabulous deal today. Now, the great thing about these is what they do is they give you that die cut element, and then they give you all of the stamps that you need to customise your own sentiment. So let me show you exactly what I mean with that on the boards just here. So if we look at family, for instance, family's got makes the good times better, makes life beautiful, my happy place, is everything. So it's up to you how you put these together and how you customize them on your project. So you're going to get family. You're also going to receive in here thanks. You're going to get celebrate, which is that one there. There's sympathy, sorry, love, thinking, special, friend, happy, and smile as well. So you get them all, and these are fantastic. If you're just doing a smaller project, you want to put something together quite quickly, you want something that's going to take care of the whole thing, these have got you covered. You can, of course, use two of them together as well, is another way to use them. If you want to get them individually, you can. Best way to get the best value though, of course, is to get that deal on your screen there, $41.93 or $55.65 if you want to go for those ones. But we're going to have a look at what is absolutely already proving and is going to be the star of the show. It is, of course, our Make a Statement alphabet and numbers collection that you've got. £135 if you're here in the UK. That is a saving of £50.71. $160 if you're across in the US. That's $67 you're saving there. Everyone's going to get free postage on this. Everyone gets free shipping and handling as well, which is absolutely awesome. Club Inspire Platinum members, of course, across in the US, you'll get an extra $32 off of this, which is absolutely awesome. So make sure you're taking advantage of those extra savings. Now, if you look at actually the letters themselves, the great thing is about them that what you're getting is you're getting the die that is going to cut for you this really awesome intricate element there, as you can see. So they are very, very lacy and super detailed, which is awesome. You're getting the A to Z, you're getting the ampersand, and you're getting all of the numbers within here as well. So it's a completely comprehensive collection. If you do want to go for them individually, you can get any three of them for £15 or $20 should you wish to do it like that. However, what you'll see is what you're getting for each one. So in here you've got A, and then you've got everything that you need to make a full sentiment. So you've got amazing, have a, you are, so it's all there laid out for you. You've also got the day stamp there. So yes, it's about using these in conjunction with each other for personalisation, to do things like box frames and door plaques and home decor, absolutely. But what they're also great for is, because they're that nice big bold size, is actually just using one or two of these and then creating a project using them like that. Definitely a collection, I think, where you're going to want to own all of it, and we've made that really affordable for you today. We've also got the Gemini Mini on the show. I know these work beautifully through the Gemini Mini. It's Jan's Start Buy, and for that reason we're going to give you an extra 50 Club Inspire points, which is absolutely awesome. The great thing about the Gemini Mini is that because it has that word on there, Gemini, it is still packed full of power, which is awesome. $29.99 or $44.95. You get the Mini itself, you get the manual, the purple shim, and you get the plastic folder as well. Everything included as standard, and you're going to get an extra 50 points on top of that as well, which is absolutely awesome. Now, Jan, the Mini, I always say it's one of those machines. When I first saw it, I thought, well, why do you really need one of those? Surely it's not going to be that awesome. I think you look at the size of it and you just presume it's not going to do what those bigger machines can do.
Honestly, it might be a Mini, but it is mighty. The pressure in there for a small machine, Joe, is incredible. And this lives on, well, not this particular one, but mine at home is never very far out of reach on my desk. I use it for such a lot of items. I'm going to show you what you get for your money, and I'm just going to do a quick whip through how it actually works for you as well. So don't forget 50 extra Club Inspire points. Yes.
Have you been on the Guinness? Club Inspire.
Yeah, Club Inspire. I don't know where that came from. I'll just take my willies. My welly was off down here, shall we? My wellies. Right, teeth back in. Okay. 50 extra Club Inspire points, all right, if you order this today. So, like I said, maybe a mini machine, but very mighty. So it comes to you in your box, and you can see how that suction is on there, and underneath, if I tip it sideways, you can see it's got those 4 little suction cups, and they are pretty good. If I put this on my glass mat here, just give it a press on the top, and then just watch. Oh, unless if my mat's stuck. Let me just make sure my mat's not stuck. Just look at that.
Oh, wow.
That's my glass mat that's picked up. That's how good the suction is on that. So once it's on there, it's stable enough for you to use. It's ideal if you're crafting with children, with your grandchildren, which I know a lot of people do now. There's no sort of electronic parts on it to worry about. It's got a little mouth here, which is just over 3 inches wide. And it also comes with your 2 sets of plates. So you get a clear folder, which I'll show you how to use in a second, and you also get a purple plastic shim, and I'll talk about what these are used for. So like all our Gemini machines, they are dual function, so we're not just die cutting, we can emboss as well. So die cutting and embossing, the Mini is no different to the rest of the family. It does both. Now the plastic shim, a plastic folder that I showed you, this is what we use for die cutting. You can see it's got some little score marks in there where we've used this this one already. And it opens up. It looks a little bit like a plain sort of embossing folder, but there's no detail, there's no raised elements in it, it's just flat. So this is actually your sequence that we need to die cut. So let me show you what I mean. And the set of statement dies that we've got on today are perfect for this machine. I've just grabbed one here, pop it on that so you can see there. Just grab one of mine, I've just grabbed the letter L there, and these all fit through the Mini. So if you wanted to buy these in conjunction with each other today, perfect match. So all you need to do then is open up your folder. I'm going to pop my card with the textured side face up because I want to cut into that, and then just pop the letter on top. It's as simple as that. Fold that folder back, and then we're going to offer it through that mouth and literally turn it, and you can see how little effort. I'm just going to hold it on the top there just to wind that through. And as I say, ideal if you're crafting with the kiddies and things like that. So let me just move that one to one side, and then we can see what's happening here now. So when we take this out, open the folder, it's die cut beautifully. Get rid of those bits off there. Just use my pokey tool to release this out of its foil. And you can see there, if I pop that on the back of my hand there, can you see how delicate those details are?
Really gorgeous,
Not one single part missing out.
I love
there.
that it all just falls out
cut
completely.
Beautifully, yeah. Okay, so that's the die cut side of it. I'll clean that in a second. And what I would recommend, just like we talk about housekeeping with your large Gemini and your junior, is exactly the same with this. So I cut it with my die inside here. It's left a slight impression inside, which is what that's meant for. But next time, I would flip it over and I would use the other side. And it will also fold back on itself so that you can literally use all 4 sides of your folder. So whichever one you want to use, keep flipping it backwards and forwards to get that longevity out of it. And again, however long it lasts literally depends how much you use it, okay? But you can buy extra sets of these on the website if you get to a point where you need to renew it. So that's the die cutting element. Then we did say it was a dual function machine. So to bring in the purple shim now, this is just a single shim, all right, rather than a folder. And what this does is allow you to use embossing folders. Now, we did actually have some folders on the show today, which I've borrowed this from, but I think they've already sold out. So if you happen to have got your hands on one of these, well done. All right, but I am just going to use this one because it's an ideal size to fit through that mini. So anything that comes in 3 by 6 inches will fit, and you can see that that goes on that plate ideal there. So all I've done is cut a little bit of our Centura pearl down to size, and just like a normal embossing folder, I'm going to pop that inside with the colour facing the coloured element on my folder. And then if I bring my mini back into shot now, to put this through on its own doesn't actually do anything. So we need to build up that depth, and that's what your shim is for. So all I'm going to do is pop that over the top. So I've literally got my folder with my card in, pop it over the top, and this makes exactly the right depth for that to then go through your machine and add just the right amount of pressure so that we can get that beautiful embossed detail.
Can we work with other types of cardstock as well with this, Jan? So things like, you know, mirror card, matte mirror, glitter, all of those different things.
Anything that you fancy, Joe. Yep, anything at all. And when we bring this out of here, if I lay that flat, can we pick it up there? Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
How awesome
so
is
like
that?
I said, dual die cutting and embossing, all right? Worth the money. I use this pretty much every time I craft. I'm going to use it a lot during today's demos because we're going to be doing a lot with that Make a Statement collection. Like I said, they all fit through here. So it'll be in and out, in and out. And when I'm not using it, it just sits, it piggybacks beautifully on the top of our Gemini there, just to keep it out of mischief. So
awesome.
That's our Gemini Mini today.
Yeah, and great to get it today because you've got those 50 bonus points on that, which is awesome. $29.99, $44.95 if you want to grab that. Hannah Horn says she's using hers as she speaks. Peggy says as well, the Mini is on my wish list. Maybe today is going to be the day then, Peggy. Who knows?
Fantastic.
We've had pictures in already of people using their Mini. So Brilliant. This is from Sadie. Sadie is 4, Jan. How awesome is that using a Mini?
That's what I like to hear.
I think it's her grandma's, Terry's mini that she's got her hands on them. But as Jan was saying, it is perfect for allowing you to craft with the little ones as well, should you want to. Loads of you already saying hi this morning and letting me know what you are up to. Helen saying hello. I can see Erin's here. She's waiting for the bakery to open. She's treating themselves to scones and ham and cheese croissants. Ooh, delicious. June says hi from Daytona Beach. Peggy is in upstate New York. She's saying hello as well. Loretta's saying hi. Joe and Jan. Terry saying hi from a very cold Goole just up the road. And April saying hi from central Pennsylvania. It's very cloudy today. Waiting on my husband to get back from feeding the calves. They raise Black Angus cattle apparently. How awesome. We've even got people. We're very international today, Jan. I can see I have got Natam in from Australia. Hope you had a good birthday yesterday, Joe. So looking forward to chocolate and a cup of tea whilst watching. Well, it's quite late at the moment, isn't it? It's 10:15 in the evening in Australia. So I reckon that is optimum tea and chocolate time as well. Oh, it's Sherry's birthday today as well. Happy birthday, Sherry. Congratulations. And Elaine saying how much she loves that Gemini Mini as well. Get in touch. We love knowing what you're up to. Send us pictures of what you've been making. Maybe actually you went for the maker statements when we first launched them. We would love to see some of the pictures of what you've been making. Pop them into us. The email address along the bottom of the screen there, studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk is where you need to send those into. Alphabets, always, Jan, such a versatile thing to have in your stash. But these are great because they're almost like they're like a 2-4 really, aren't they? Because you could just get one of these and make a great project with it, or you can put them together and use them as you would a traditional alphabet.
Do you know, I was just going to say that, Joe, actually, because we looked at them with the initial letter and then the additional stamp to go with them. But if you've got your full alphabet, there's nothing to say that you can't actually make the whole word using the alphabet. So scrapbookers and things like that out there that have got a little bit larger area to work on, these would be ideal for making titles on scrapbook pages, making elements for home decor, things like that. So versatile, and there's such a pretty design inside that letter. You could just literally cut it out of black card, colour in inside the design. I'm going to show you how they work in conjunction with the stamps as well. So it's sort of like Joe said, you're getting two for the price of one in effect, because there's two different ways to use them. They are absolutely beautiful. Right, so I'm going to start off with sort of quite basic, and then we'll work our way up as we go through the show. So I've just picked one of the letters out, and I actually chose the letter N, and I'm going to do just a note. All right, so we've actually got that one there. So that's just one of them. And if I take them out, it says on the bottom here that we're looking at approximately 2 inches by 2.3 inches. So they're a really nice size to work with. And what we get in there is our die. So our metal die, which is all one piece. So there's no outside edges or anything. It is just one die in there. And then we get a gorgeous set of stamps that goes with it as well. And you can see there the idea. We've got the N and then oat to make note. But you've also got lots of other things that you can use with it. I'm going to do just a note today. But you could say, where are we? Just for you. So it could be a note just for you. It could be a birthday note. So many different. And the beauty of this is this is just one set. If you've got the whole alphabet, you can mix and match the letters with some of the other sentiments that are in the other letters as well. So obviously not to extend the word, but you might want to do birthday wishes. So you might want the W and actually extend it that way. So lots and lots of different ways.
I'm sure you could come up with some very creative ways of using them as well,
Yes,
Jan.
we were just talking about that earlier, weren't we?
We were. Let's hope we don't get ourselves into any sort of trouble today, eh?
Right, so what we're going to do then, I've made myself a little background just using a stencil there. So anything that you've got lying around, and I've used some of our pigment inks on there. We've used the Straw Bale from the yellow group. I think I used Oasis there, and I think this one was Frosty Jade from the greens. So literally just use that to make myself a background to work on. So we're going to do a little bit of stamping, and we're going to die cut that letter as well to go over the top using the mini. So what I want to do then is take out the elements that I need. So I'm going to work with the oat bit, which I want to put on the bottom here. But you also get a solid stamp for the letter as well. So if you can see here, not just the die, you've actually got that solid letter. So again, that almost gives you a third option. We talked about having 2 ways to use these, almost gives you a third option. So what I want to do is actually just keep this just as a guide for sizing at the moment. I'm just going to stamp the second part out. So let me just grab my stamping platform, and in fact, I'm going to use my magnetic one because we've got that on the show. So let me move that out of the way. I'm actually in love with this product, Joe.
Loads of people going for that already this morning.
Can't stop using it at home.
It is available on the show for you if you want to grab it. £24.99 or £22, sorry, or £26.50. Should be £24.99 or £29.99. This is going to be perfect for this, Jan. This seems to be fast becoming, though, everyone's sort of go-to stamping platform.
Honestly, why wouldn't you? You know, what I'm going to do now is a perfect reason why you need this. So what I've done is I've positioned this where I want it, obviously facing the right way. Just going to pop this over the top to pick up my stamp. And then I've picked up one of the darker pigment ink. So this one is Lagoon, which is the darkest one out of the turquoise family. And the reason I've picked up this platform is to get a nice solid image. I'm going to stamp it more than once. So when we pop this on here, make sure we're shot there, give that a good press so that that ink soaks in there for one layer. But because we're using the platform, see, that looks fine, but I want it a bit darker than that. I want it a bit more solid. So I'm going to go in again, ink up again. And because we've got the platform, I'm confident now that when I put this down, it's going to go in exactly the same place as it did the first time.
Now, I know you're using your pigments here, Jan. What other ink pads that we have do you think would be suitable to
You
work
could use any
these?
of them, Joe. You could use the quick dry ink pads. I have used those on some of the other samples. The reason I picked the pigment was because we've got 1 or 2 of them on the show, I believe.
Absolutely, yeah.
But again, your Harmony water reactive ones will work. So, you know, any of them will go on there. So you can see how that's made that a little bit darker now. And then I'm going to swap to that letter N. So I'm going to line this up now. And what I want to do here is make like an underneath section for my die that I'm going to put over the top. So let me just take that one off. And this time I'm going to flick to the yellow. So I'm picking colours that are in that background design. So again, I've gone for the straw bale one out of the yellow collection now. So this is still a pigment. Oh no, this is a quick dry, this one. Okay. So let's
I guess you can use them together, can't you? You don't often really think about it, but
no, you can mix and match them. You know, it's just literally what I picked up. I think this one was actually in the wrong slot, Joe. I was going for the pigment.
Oh, do you know who that'll be, don't you?
And
Sarah. I always blame Sarah. Always blame Sarah. Do you know why? She gets in the least amount of trouble. Therefore, it's always Sarah's fault. Sarah, you don't know who she's going to blame. It's Fiona yesterday. It's usually Debbie, to be fair. And Debbie normally blames Craig. It's like a big sort of merry-go-round of blame, really, almost, with those ink pads.
So you can see how that's come out now. But again, I want it to be a little bit stronger. So I'm just going to give it another layer. And this is the beauty of being able to use this platform. I've been stamping for years and years and years. It's one of the first things I tried as a crafter. And I still love stamping now. But even after all those years practice, it's really hard to line something up and do this just by eye without the actual platform itself. But doing it this way, I know that that's gone exactly over the top. Can you see how much stronger it looks there now?
Do you know what? It surprised me there how good a coverage you've got with a quick dry there.
Yep.
Because I think a lot of time you think, oh, to get that sort of coverage, you would definitely need to use the pigment. But the quick dries also cover really well.
They do, absolutely. And then I'm just one more little bit of stamping. I just want the which I'm going to bring in. And again, I like the fact that you can place your stamp where you want it. So I'm going to put that on a little bit of an angle there. Decide where you want it, pop this back on, pick it up, and you know that it's going to go in the right place. So again, I've got, do you know, they are mixed up, Joe, because I started off with a pigment, then I've had a quick dry, now we've got a water reactive, and they all came out of the same thing.
Full house.
Yeah, I never even, that was just done by chance. I never even looked at them. I just went for the colours. So again, I just wanted a grey rather than black. I didn't want it to be too strong. And again, I'm going to do 2 layers just to build up that depth of colour. So one more, and then we'll get onto the die cutting element to
all
show
of the
you those
pigment
letters
inks,
again.
if you want to go for any of the pigment inks, they're all a 3 for 2, which in essence, buy 3 of them, it's a 33% saving, which is brilliant because normally with our ink pad collections, you need to buy like 29 of them in order to get that same kind of saving. So if you're looking to complete your collection, maybe you've got just a few missing or maybe a couple that need replacing, get yourself over to the website, have a look there because all the pigment inks we've got in stock at the moment are on a 3 for 2, which is an awesome way to stock up and cherry pick the ones that you need.
So that's as far where we've got to so far. So that looks lovely as it is, but we're actually going to enhance this capital letter now using those dies. So let's just pop that to one side, bringing my little friend back in now because we said those fit through here nicely. Grab my folder back. If you remember, I said we needed the plastic, the clear folder for die cutting. So I'm going to put my card in. Let's just see where we cut last time. We cut on that side. So I'm going to turn it over this time and follow my own advice. And then we're going to pop that letter on there. If you prefer to just tack those down with a bit of tape, you can. But with it being so small, I find that you can actually hold it in place like this. So I don't tend to use the tape in here. And then I'm going to pop this back through that little Gemini mini and it will cut again beautifully. And this is Centura Pearl. So this is the turquoise Centura Pearl. And again, you can see how it literally just wants to fall out of there. So
I guess you could use that waste as well, couldn't you, if you wanted to, Jan?
You could. I mean, we could actually get a bit funky, couldn't we? I'd have had to put my stamp a bit further over.
Yeah.
But you could actually trim that down and use that bit with the yellow showing.
Yeah,
so
what a great
that's
idea.
another way. So how many ways have we thought of already,
I think we're at least 4 so far.
Fantastic.
If you've got any ways of using them we haven't thought of as well, let us know in the comments over on Facebook and YouTube. And remember, send us in your photos as well. We love seeing what you've been up to, whether it's with these stamps and dies that we've got on the show today or with anything. Let us know what you're crafting on this Sunday afternoon.
So you can see there, I've just popped those last couple of bits out. So like we said earlier, just because it's little means that it's no less pressure in there. So you can see that beautiful letter N with all that floral and leaves in there sculpting. And what we're going to do is we're going to stick this over the top of that N so that we've got the yellow in the background. It's very crafty because it looks as if I've got 2 layers, but one layer is the ink, the other layer is the actual die. And the perfect bit for attaching these is our dotty tape pen, because that's going to catch the cardstock and not the gaps. I'm just going to use that on the back there just to pick up some adhesive on where those parts of the card are. And then we're going to pop this one and line it over the top of that letter N that we stamped out. All right, so we've got a match there just to stick that down. So it looks as if we've put a yellow layer underneath it in cardstock when actually it is just the ink. And then a couple of mats and layers. So I've used the turquoise again because that's what I use. Oops, a daisy. Let me swap that for my, I don't want to waste my dots. Swap it for my double-sided tape pen. And we're going to pop a turquoise layer on first because that's the layer that I used for the lettering. So just to bring out that turquoise colour. And then we're going to pop this one on the top of there. So it links it together. So all the colours that I've used are sort of like part of the same family there. Then when we line this one up, we've just got that little turquoise border. Fairly simple. Okay. So if I pop that there now, you can see what we've ended up with. All right, the one I did earlier looks pretty much the same. I've just added a couple of little bits of bling just to jazz it up a little bit. Okay, so that's sort of the initial way of using them. Okay, so that's our make a statement dies.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Now that is just one, and of course the great thing is, so there's all of the dies that you've got in here. So you've got the full alphabet in there, you've got the ampersand, and then you've got all of the numbers as well. So think with all the letters and with the ampersand as well, they really are their own individual projects to all intents and purposes because they're already lined up or gathered with the stamps that you need to make those words or to create those projects, which is awesome. So think about using them all individually individually in their own right. If you do want to go for them individually, you absolutely are more than welcome to. They're all available to you over on the website, $5.99 or $7.95. They are on a multi-buy as well. If you want to grab them on a multi-buy, you can. 3 of these for £15 or $20, which is awesome. Now, I want to run you through a few of the different ones. So I showed you the aid, and I'll just show you the A again, just because you've got it here on the board, so you'll be able to see exactly what you are getting. You are getting that die element there, which is going to cut that out for you. And then what you're also getting is you are then getting all of those stamps that you need in there as well to cut that out, which is awesome. So you've got that, and then what you're going to get, of course, are all of the different ones. So I'll just run you through a few, because the B, for instance, with the B, what you're going to get is new AB, as in baby, boy and girl, which is awesome. You've then also got here the C. So with the C, you've got huge, you've got congratulations and to you, which is awesome. With the D, you're going to get AD as a stamp for dad, for a special, and also to the best. So all of the dad themed ones are going to be awesome there as well. You've also got the E as well, and with E, you've got enjoy, your special day, and then every moment as well. So all centered around E. F, you're looking at friend, so you've got thank you, for a special, and then the stamps to stamp the rest of the friend on there as well. So each kind of letter really is its own project. But remember, because they are an alphabet, yes, they're going to work beautifully together as well, especially for things like box frames and home decor as well, which is awesome. Lots of love still for the mini as well. Christy saying how much she loves her mini. Also Lisa saying she's got the minis and she's definitely intrigued by this stamp and die set. Remember as well, when you're going for the Make a Statement, you can use your Club Inspired discount off of that. If you want free postage, free shipping and handling, you get that when you buy the whole collection. We've also got the fancy fonts available on the show for you as well. Now these are fabulous because these give you that brush lettering die cut sentiment for you, and then what you've also got are all the stamps that you need around that to create a fabulous project. So again, especially if you're doing like a smaller card, a DL card, maybe like a 4x4 style card, and you want something that's going to give you pretty much a whole project, especially if you are making to sell or batch making, these are going to be perfect. So you've got family with things like is everything, makes life beautiful. We then have thanks, so you've got things like for your help so much, for all you do. Celebrate with lots of cake together, it's your birthday, new beginners. You've got sympathy, things like thinking of you with heartfelt. Then you've got sorry, I'm ever so, you're leaving, I miss your birthday, and so on and so forth. And then you also got the sentiments for love, thinking, special, friend, happy, and also smile, which is brilliant. So you've got something on there for everything. Do you know what? Sometimes, I don't know if it's the same when you're making cards, Jan, but for me, sometimes if I'm writing a card out, sometimes I can sit down and start writing a card out, and literally I've written War and Peace in about 10 minutes and the card is absolutely full. And then another time I sit down to write it and I'm like, to Dad, love, Joe, and then no other words come. It must be the same when you're making a card sometimes, I'm guessing, as well.
It does, and this allows you to again mix and match. And you know, I was just stood thinking while you were talking about them, Joe, that these would actually work with that first set as well. If you wanted to do a die cut element, for example, I've just got one here that says happy on it. If you cut off the H there and put that statement H with it, you could actually use these in conjunction with that alphabet as well. It would just mean snipping that first letter off. So again, mix and matchability with those designs. So again, little gatefold, you've got the happy on the front there, and then you've got that lovely honeycomb inside on that one. I've just chosen a few to show
that
you.
Sample.
Again, using the love. So it says, a lifetime is not enough to love you. Isn't it beautiful? Just simple, the actual, you know, the die. And I just love that font. Does all the work for you, so you don't need to do a lot more. Look at this one. I know it's the happy again, but I couldn't resist picking this one up. Again, just using our nesting dies there with that. And then putting sending happy thoughts. Beautiful. Again, if you want to work with the friend, a friend reaches for your hand and touches your heart. There's some beautiful sentiments, and they make the focal point of the card. You don't need to do a lot else. I'm going to show you that with my demo, the fact that it doesn't need to have a lot more. Perfect for if you're wanting to say sorry for whatever reason. Just mix and match it with the papers out of your pad. And again, the last one there with heartfelt sympathy there. Beautiful. So as I say, I've kept my demo quite simple because I wanted that die to be the focal point. So I've chosen the word smile. I love this on a card because I think for whatever reason you want to send a card, if it's got the word smile on it, you can't not smile when you look at it.
Could you put smile and then Shane, one of the stamps isn't you miserable so-and-so. Can you imagine? So smile, don't be such a grump.
No, I think they're all positive, Joe. I'm sorry.
Maybe we should get an alternate set, mate. Let's speak to Leanne, which is like, sort yourself out, cheer yourself up. Yeah.
So I'm just having a look here on just have a quick look on my mat there. We're looking at just under 4 inches by around 2 inches for that particular word. Obviously longer words are going to measure slightly different, so it's a nice size to work with. And then on my sentiments here, I'm going to I love this. It says here, and I just thought this was perfect, it says you are never fully dressed without a smile. And I love that.
Do you know, if I was making these, something I often say to my friends sometimes is, you know, when they're getting their nose in other people's business, keep your eyes forward and your smiles for your mother. It's something that all of my friends say to each other all the time. I don't know where it comes from. It's funny how you pick up little odd sayings, isn't it, and things.
Oh, we started looking up some of those before, and it was like we found things out that we didn't want to find out about sayings. Yeah.
Honestly, you can get yourself in a Google black hole very easily.
One of my favourites is fill your boots, and we looked at what it meant, and I wish I didn't know now.
Now I'm going to have to Google it.
Google that one, Joe, and find out.
Absolutely.
Right, so again, I've made just a simple background using those pigment inks, and I've just used the pale pink, and I've used a brush for this one just to sweep it on and make it a little bit darker at the bottom to give me that sort of ombre effect. Again, it could be a piece of pattern paper there, it doesn't have to be ink. I just like my stamps and ink, so I like to make my own background. Matted it on a piece of our matte black cardstock, and we're good to go. So with your I found it,
Jan.
He's Googling.
Yeah, I've done it. It's a bit gory, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I was a bit like, oh, I'm not sure whether I want to do that now. So I stopped using it. Right, so comes with 4 magnets there, and they are really good ones as well. So just to anchor it in place, and I usually line it up with the grid on the bottom, although it's not so easy because this one's sticky.
Right. Do you know who this? I don't know. I'm going to get her in trouble again. Do you know what happened? Do you know, we need some sticks away. Debbie Fisher used a bit of stick and stay on that stamping platform.
So it keeps
and
sticking.
It's been causing everyone all kinds of bother. She's back next Sunday, I think.
We need to give it a bit of a wipe.
It needs a good old clean, I think.
Right, so again, I'm going to use the die to position because I want to put in here the sentiment with that lovely smile die. So just make sure I've got my word in the right way up. Yep. And this just tucks in to the actual die. Look, they're all sized perfectly. And then I'm going to take that one away because I want the die in there, the stamp in there. And again, I'm using the platform because I want to stamp twice. It's a really good way, if you're not confident at stamping and it misses a little bit, it's an excellent way of getting it done and be able to redo it. All right, just give it time for that ink to soak in. But I find that I mean, you look at that, that's perfect as it is there. But I like to give it a really nice solid look. So again, once more in there. And this is just our black finesse ink for this particular stamp because I just wanted the black to pick up that black matte behind it.
Is that always the good way to go then if you're just doing like regular back word stamping, the finesse?
If you want black, yeah, it is. It's intended for that kind of thing. Outline stamping, sentiments, things like that. You get a lovely crisp outline going on with that one.
Do you know what I used to think back in the day? You'll have to forgive me, Jan. I thought ink pads at one point were only for stamping out words.
Did you?
For a little
We've
while.
Educated you now.
You've totally educated. Well, you've blown my mind now. Honestly, I'm living in full ink pad Technicolor now.
Oh my goodness. Right, so it's coming back again. I told you I was going to use it through all my demos because these actually fit through here as well. As long as your die fits inside the perimeters of that folder, you're good to go. And I'm actually going to cut glitter card this time in here. So our glitter card, like is non-shed glitter, Okay, I'm going to pop that again in my folder. Let's have a little look where we cut.
And I guess things like these glitter cards and stuff, because they've got a bit of a coating on, they can be tougher, can't they? I know big electric machines like A4 platforms that struggle with these kind of card stocks, Jan.
Yeah. Now I'm just going to put it through here, and as I said, it's little but it's mighty. I am going to run it backwards and forwards because I've got to get through that coating. So I'm literally going to feed it through and go forwards, and then the handle will come back the other way. So once I know that's gone through, I heard it click there to say it's come off the edge of the die. I'm literally going to come back the other way with my handle and bring it back through the machine there. So it sort of had a couple of passes through that pressure this time. And then let's have a little look. We'll pop him back up there, take that out and see if it's done the job there. So just be gentle when you take them out. And I always find with the glitter card that you just have to sort of snap the edge away. It's a little bit like when something's been perforated, but look how beautiful that has cut. Just let me pop it on there again, look. You can see there, in the mini, perfect. There's no snags on it, it's not dragged any of the glitter. Sometimes when I've used glitter card, it drags the surface off it. Absolutely beautiful. And then we're going to use this just to add that sentiment there. That's all I want to do with this. And I've even got my little dot there for my eye. We'll pull him out as well, although he's tiny, but we're going to use that bit as well. So we pop that to one side. I'm going to bring out my glue applicator, which has got my tacky glue in there. All right, so rather than use it out of the big one, because this is so fine, I'm just going to use the tacky glue out of the applicator. You could equally use your dotty tape pen again. If you are lucky enough to own one of our Xyron machines, they are perfect for this. But all I'm going to do is literally pop some tiny little bits of wet glue on there. And then what I tend to do when I'm doing anything like this, if you have trouble with that glue squeezing out onto your design, what I tend to do, either a piece of scrap card or just a bit of cloth, take the excess off your glue there. You don't need as much as you think. And then we're going to pop that one on the top. And then I've just got that little tiny dot there. And we're going to see if we can get this. Oh, come on. There we go. Perfect.
Awesome.
So let me just pop that down nicely now. And then again, I've just got, what have we gone for on here? Let me get rid of my dirty cloth again. We have gone for 5.5 inch square, just to keep that really nice and simple. So we'll go with the double-sided tape pen. And I'm like this at home, Joe. I tend to flick through different glues depending on what purpose I'm doing. My husband will say to me, crikey, how many different glues do you need? And each one's got its own purpose depending on what you're doing. So we'll have that opening the right way. We'll pop that on there like so. And I'm going to keep that really simple. All I've done with, well, I can see that one there. Whoops, where are we? Yep. And when I bring the one in that I prepped, all I've done is just add a few little gems on there just to highlight it. So really you're never lovely, fully dressed, Joe, without a smile.
Well, apparently...
Trouble is, this day and age, you can't see each other smiling at you, can you now?
Well, no. And isn't it funny, like, do you know, I don't know if you've noticed this, right, when people are wearing face masks, some people look exactly the same as they do without a face mask. As in, like, when you look at someone in a face mask, you think, oh, you look exactly the same as you looked when you didn't have your mouth covered. But then some people, on the other hand, I barely recognise them with a face mask on. I don't know what it's about, yeah. And has anyone had the thing yet where you think you've recognised someone out and about in a face mask and you've gone up to them and gone, it was my friend Anthony, I was in a service station at Wetherby on the A1 and I was convinced the guy paying for his fuel 3 in front of me was my friend Anthony. So much so that when he paid for his fuel, I rushed over and said hello and I was like, oh no, sorry, I was like, oh no, it's not you. Anyway, we've all been there, haven't we? We've all been there. We're definitely finding it a challenge. But it's also nice seeing how some people have got very colourful and creative with their face masks as well. Some of them are quite scary, I'll add. I don't know if you've seen any. Have you seen any of the scary ones yet, Jan? The ones with like clowns' faces and things.
But yeah. I've seen ones where they've actually got them all done up, different ones, you know, with different patterns on and things.
Yes.
Mine's very boring. It's just an ordinary, whatever it's called.
It's a story for another day, but so I've got a matching dressing gown for mine as well, Jan.
Have you?
Yes, so I'm very flowery today in mine.
Look at this.
But I've got a matching kimono that goes with it as well.
Well, why does that not surprise me, Joe? Really doesn't.
I'll post a picture of it at some point. I haven't had a chance to get out and about in it yet for a little photo shoot, but no doubt you'll see those. You'll see those photos soon. Right, shall we just get back to what we're actually meant to be doing? Right, down here, right, I want to show you, again, just share with you the options that you've got for the fancy fonts. Now, the thing is, a lot of you are just going to go for the whole thing, because you go for all of them, you get the best price, the best deal. It's $41.93 or $55.65. If you want to go for them individually, you absolutely can. They are all available individually over on the website. They are $5.99 each or $7.95. You've got loads of stamps with each and every one of these to enable you to create a full on project, which is absolutely awesome, really versatile, and some of them work together as well, which is awesome. So there's nothing to stop you using two of the die elements, the sentiment elements, together at the same time. Now the Mini is proving very, very busy. Everyone that comes here to you at Crafters TV always raves about the Mini. What I would say is go and have a look at the independently verified reviews over on our website. There are loads of them. People absolutely loving it. The great thing is about it is it's super portable. You can craft absolutely anywhere with it as well, because you don't need any form of electricity, which is awesome. What I would say is as well, you would be very surprised on the amount of dies that you own that will go through here. A lot of your sentiment dies, a lot of your alphabet dies, even some of your edgeables too will go through here as well. So it's really, really versatile. You get everything you need in there. You get the manual, the purple shim, you get the plastic folder as well. $29.99 or $44.95. It's always very busy when we bring it to you at that price. What you've actually got is 50 bonus points today as well, and you can use your Club Inspired discount on top of that as well. Now, I know a lot of you are watching the show and chatting along over on Facebook, but if you want to watch and shop at the same time, it's really easy to do so at the same time. Take a look. Hi, I'm Joe from Crafters TV, and I'm here to show you how you can grab the best deals and shop whilst you watch during our shows. So the best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. Head on over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV. You can see all of our shows, offers, and even shop while you watch. Now if you want to get involved and comment along, head over to our Facebook page. Come say hello, ask us some questions, and lol with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even AirPlay directly onto your big screen. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easier to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day. All the details there of how you can watch and shop at the same time. Really easy to do. So over on our website, whilst you're over on the website as well, make sure you go check out the end of summer sale items. So we've got thousands of items there, up to 70% off, but it ends today. Today is your last day to avail of all of those great end of summer sale savings. There are some end of summer sale picks coming up in this show as well, and we'll take you through those in a little while. Very, very busy on our Make a Statement alphabet collection that you've got here. Let me just show you again. You can see here first exactly everything that you're getting. So you're getting everything you need, A to Z. You're also going to get the ampersand, and you're then going to get as well those numbers in there as well, with all of those corresponding stamps that you might want to. So again, you can see here JKLM. It's all in here for you. You get absolutely every one. You can get them in a multi-buy though, and if you want to get them on a multi-buy, then any three of these are £15 or $20, which is absolutely awesome. And they're all available individually as well. If you want to go for a few, then you can. They're $5.99 or $7.95 if you want to get them individually. The letters R and H are in the lead at the moment. Surprisingly, that R and H, you'd think it would be the vowels that would be the busiest, A, E, I, O, U. But no, it's the A, the R and the H, which are the busiest at the moment. Let me just quickly show you the board and how you're getting, how it comes to you configured. Remember, they are basically all a project in themselves, because each letter focuses around a word. So A is going to be amazing. The ampersand, for instance, is mum and dad. J is all centered around joy. So they are awesome for individual projects, but because they're an alphabet, you can layer them up and use them together, which is awesome. So if you're doing names or so box frames or door plaques, there's a whole host of different ways in which you're going to be able to use them. So if you want to get them, it's very busy on the multi-buy at the moment. So do grab them there. Loads of you have been sending images in to us, which is awesome. Mary sent this one in. Look at this. It's myself and Sarah as a scrapbook page. How awesome is that, Jan?
That is absolutely stunning, isn't it? I could see it waiting to come up on the screen, and I was just having a look at it. That is beautiful. Very wintry looking, isn't it? But you can see that letter used beautifully for the glittering snowflakes. So
Yeah.
I think she's used some other alphabet dies in conjunction with that. But I was saying that they'd be perfect for scrapbooking titles, didn't I?
Yeah, absolutely. And
Beautiful.
they are great there.
I love the
that.
pale blue tones on it, yeah.
Really lovely. And also been used here, we talked about using them together as alphabets. That's what the next one is with the mum here, as you can see, from The Best Mum. That's from Joanne, that one there.
Yeah, so again, we did say that you could make them. You could make name plaques for bedroom doors and things like that. If you really wanted to, I suppose if you were just having a small sort of dinner party, I mean, they are very small at the minute, aren't they, with only a few guests, you could actually do name cards to sit at the table, couldn't you?
Absolutely. A really lovely way of using it. And this one from Joanne as well. How simple is that one? I love that.
Again, just doesn't need anything else. It says it all, doesn't it? Fantastic.
If you want to send us pictures in of what you've been using with these or what you've been creating with them, then it's always super easy to do so. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. Details are there along the bottom of the screen at the moment. Make sure you send them in to us. Don't forget as well, if you want to get in touch, you can do so over on Facebook or on YouTube. Bernadine says, "Oh, Joe, stop it. Listening to you, your funny stories, and I forget to watch Jan doing her demos. How do you expect me to learn anything?"
I'm going to have to get him a big sticky plaster, aren't I?
You really are. Sandra says she's having a raisin and cinnamon toast with her Crafter's Companion mug of hot chocolate. She says, "Happy birthday weekend, Joe. Hi, Jan," as well. Lots of questions coming in as well, actually, Jan. And they're just sort of a bit random, actually. But Mary says, "Any tips for getting Midas ink to dry on pearl or mirror cardstock?"
Midas ink are the metallic inks, aren't they, on pearl cardstock. Have you tried using a heat tool over it? Sometimes the inks, depending on what surface they're on, need heat setting. So it might be worth just using a gentle blast from a heat tool over it and seeing if that works. Otherwise, it's just a case of waiting. It will dry eventually. It's just a case of waiting. But I'm very impatient when I'm crafting. I like it to be able to move forward. So as I say, just use your heat tool over it and it should heat set the ink.
Awesome. I hope that answers your question. Now, I can see, Jan, that you've got loads of lovely things over there you want to show us. The design team have really gone for it, haven't they, with these
Do you know, you can always tell when the design team love a collection because we just get inundated with samples and they are stunning. So a big shout out to the design team. We couldn't do our job without all these beautiful samples. They do a fantastic job. And I've just picked some out using the numbers as well because very, very versatile. I mean, you can go into a shop and you can buy things like 18th, 21st, maybe sort of 40, 50, 60. But again, we've got 98 there. I don't think you'd be able to buy that in a shop, Joe. I think if you went in looking for that, you'd be disappointed. So you can make any configuration of number there. We've got another one here that's got a bit more of a masculine theme going on. But look, happy 75th birthday. So you can literally put together whatever number you fancy, including, and I think we're all looking forward to this, Joe. I don't know about you, but here we go, look.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Happy New Year 2021. Yes. Roll on 2021, okay? And then this one, I had to pick this out because this is stunning. Look at that one. And I think it's very, very true that, yeah. Thanks there for our NHS heroes. I think that is beautiful, isn't it? But again, that lovely statement letter with the rest of the wording. And then the last one there I've got there is on your special day. And this one is actually the same kind of fold that I'm going to do on my my demo when we get back to that one. So again, we've used some elements from, I think that was from the Rustic Wedding collection. Beautiful papers in there, but that lovely joy fold, enjoy your special day. They really are, they've got the right name because they really are statement dies. They do make a statement. So we're going to have a go again. We said it was masterclass, so we're going to do a little bit more with these. We're going to focus mainly on these statement dies today. So whether you're multi-buying letters or whether you can afford to go for that big collection, I always think the danger is just multi-buying certain letters. From my own experience, I've chose maybe 2 or 3 that I think I would use. You can bet your life when the next occasion comes up, I've not got the right letter. So I have learned from the past to actually, if there is a collection, and the collections are usually where we can offer you the best deal on them as well. So let's have a little look then. We'll get these out. And for anybody that's tuned in more recently, let's just show you what you're actually getting for your money there then. So you're going to get that lovely die. And let me just take that off its carrier because it is just a one-piece die. There's no separate outline with this one. It is literally just that one piece to cut. And this one's just under 2 inches by 2.3. And then in the stamp set, you get that block letter. And then you get all the elements that go with it, including the word to make thanks, which is what we're going to use on this particular demo. Okay, so let's pop those there. I'm going to need my stamping platform again. Out it comes. We've got this on the show as well. It's never very far away from my desk now, this. I'm using it all the time. All my other stamping platforms have sort of been put into retirement because even if you've only got a little tiny stamp in the middle of here, it doesn't matter. You've still got that lovely pressure and the facility to do it over and over again if you don't quite get it right. So let's have a look then. I've just got some scrap card going on here. This is a little bit of scrap stamping card. So again, I'm just going to line that up with the grid on there and pop the magnets on to keep it in place. And what I want to do is stamp out that word that's going to complete my thanks. So again, this is just scrap. So I'm just going to pop it in the middle there, pop my platform down to pick it up, and we'll go for that black finesse ink again. So let's just ink that up. And I'm going to do it more than once again, like I said, because I want that nice solid image. So we've got one there. Let it soak in. Okay. And then again, you know, not bad. We're quite happy with that. But because I can, I'm going to ink up a second time. And I'm going to go straight over the top, knowing that that is going to line up perfectly. If you have missed any little bits, it'll get them second time round, and it just darkens up the ink, I think, to make it nice and bold. Look at that.
Oh, that makes such a huge difference.
Beautiful, just with that extra one. And yet, if I, they're making me laugh now in my
Saying
ear.
it would be a lovely card for Tom, that one.
They would, yes. Right, so let's pop that off there. And then what I've done, still sticking on there, we're going to have to give it a clean in between shows. I've actually just fussy cut round it this time. If I bring this one in just to save a little bit of time, you can see where I've stamped it out, and then I've just used my little snips here and literally fussy cut around it because I didn't want the white background on the project. You'll see why when we get to the finished project. So that's exactly the same as what I've done there, and then just snipped it out. So I want that bit there. We're also bringing that mini back in again. I told you it was going to be put to good use today. So let's have a look. We'll find a side that we haven't used yet. Again, a little bit of black, matte black card, and I've got that letter T there, look. So again, it fits in beautifully. Like I said, if you want it to be secure, a little bit of tape, but when you actually fold it over, you can hold the die in place with this one because it's that little bit smaller. So it goes in at the front near you, so the side facing you. You can see it turning, ready to receive the die, and then just that little bit of pressure in there to get it going. Straight through. And I'm only going to go through once with this one. Pop him back up there. And then when we open this up, you can see there how well. And then I'm just going to pop those extra bits out with my pokey tool, just to give you that delicate image on there. And they're all sort of like floral and leaves in there, which again is pretty universal. You can use them for most occasions. Just to get those little bits out, and then I'll show you what this looks like.
It's getting very busy on that big collection, Jan, as we move into the second hour. I think more people see the demonstrations with them, see the versatility, all the different ways they're going to use them. The penny is dropping. Remember, you get the best saving. You also get free shipping and handling, free postage and packaging on that as well, and you can use your Club Inspired discount. So Platinum members, you'd get an extra $32 off for that price. You're seeing just there all of your Club Inspire discounts along the right side of the screen there for you. So yeah, if you want the best deal, then definitely the big collection is the way that you're going to get that.
It is, and you've got everything to work with then. As I say, I've done it in the past where I thought, oh yeah, I'll just buy 2 or 3 of them just to see what they're like, and I've never got the right one that I want for the actual project that I'm going to do. So that's as far as we've got. You can see there where we've got that word thanks now. So that's going to be the feature on my card. And then I am actually, if you were lucky enough to be able to get hold of the embossing folder set that we had on, I'm just going to use one of those to create my background. So pop that in there. And this is the Venetian lace one, which was included in that set. Has actually sold out now, but I know some of you may have been lucky enough to get that before the show started.
Is that the one from the vintage lace collection, Jan?
Yes. It is, and it's beautiful. As I say, I've chosen mint green cardstock, and it's a 2D folder. So it's just going through the 2 clear plates on my, give the big Gemini a go. It's feeling left out because I'm using the mini.
It's going to start sulking.
It's feeling left out, so I thought I'd better give it a go. It has. It's a younger, smaller model, so we thought we'd just give it a go there, just to do that embossing. Pop those under there, and then, as I say, I'm just going to use this as a background, but just look how beautiful that is. You see there?
Really lovely.
Just to use it as a background. So again, I've cut some pieces ready. So we've got background card this time, which is quite a decent size, because I tend to start here with this bit and then work up from it to how big I want to go. So I'm actually looking at 7 3/4 by 8 inches here, this one. So it's quite a decent size. And then I've got a matten layer of that mint green. You can see that there. Oops. So we'll put that on again. We'll go for that double-sided tape pen. So all I've done is matted that again onto our matte black cardstock. Okay. I can see people are getting interested in this now. Make sure we're opening that way this time. So again, I've just left a border around the outside there. So that's my base layer. And then I'm going to pop on my embossed piece there as well. Okay. Again, using that tape pen, it's perfect for all these jobs.
It really does. I know it takes a little time, doesn't it, mats and layers, Jan, but they really do transform your project, don't they? From,
they do, honestly.
You know, but they look so professional once they've got those mats and layers in there.
It just makes things pop, I think. I use a lot of black, I must admit, for matting and layering. It does actually make it pop, and with using that black on the top of it, again, it links it all in. You can do as many layers as you want. It doesn't have to be just 2. I know our Craig, he tends to work with 3 layers, which looks just as good. Talking of that, if anybody's seen Craig's Facebook or Instagram today, he's got a fantastic card using this collection.
Oh, really?
He's made a Halloween card and it is stunning. Ooh. So if you get a chance to pop over and have a look,
we're going to try and grab a picture, actually.
Yeah, see if you can find it. It is lovely. I know I spotted it earlier and I've left him a comment saying that we were working with it on the show today. And then all I've done is create, with some of my nesting dies, I've created a frame which is going to frame that embossing folder there. So again, I'm just going to run that tape pen down here.
Are you a are you a crafter that's very well behaved and takes the middles out of your mats and layers, or do you tend to just go for it?
It depends what I'm doing, Joe. If I'm using what I call my nice cardstock,
right?
So things like glitter card and stuff like that, I would chop the middle out. But some of it, I've got so much of it that I can afford to actually use a whole piece.
I don't think you'd be alone there.
If I was actually going to cut this in the mint green, I probably would have cut it from underneath here so that people couldn't see. But yeah, we were talking about this last time I was here. So let's just pop that on and line that up. And that's just framing that embossing folder there. So we'll stick that down on top there.
Talking about nesting dies, Jan, I've got a brand new launch day tomorrow actually with Debbie with some new nesting dies.
About this,
It's going to be tomorrow. It's this show tomorrow. So 1 p.m. in the UK, 8 a.m. East Coast, 5 a.m. West Coast, and myself and Debbie with brand new nesting dies as part of our launch day. So because the previous collections we've bought have always been so popular, haven't they, Jan? So I know there's going to be a lot of excitement for these new ones.
They're a collectible, aren't they? And it's like once you start collecting something, you've got to keep going with it. They're so versatile, nesting dies. I use them a lot in my projects. And if you've got some of the larger ones as well, like I say, I've just used a set of my larger ones to create the frame there. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that one on to position, and then I've used my dotty tape pen again, perfect to cover the back of these letters. And then that one's going to stick just in front of there to make that word thanks. And then I'm going to go back to my acrylic glue again, just to pop this one on. And again, I'm just going to put some little dots on the back and then take them off. So just on a cloth or whatever you've got handy, just take some of that glue off so that it doesn't all splurge out. And then we're going to pop that one on there. And you can see where that's heading. I've not done all the extra embellishments because I've got a finished sample there. But you can see how that sort of works there. And then when I bring in the one that I've just trimmed up a little bit, all I've done is just add a couple of flowers. I love my gems. So again, a couple of little gems on there. And you can see that one actually opens. If I bring this round into vision there, this actually opens like a tent fold on that one. And you can see, just using those embossing folders as a background, it just adds another layer of interest to your card. Very tactile as well. So if it's somebody that's, you know, sort of got impaired vision or anything like that, it's really tactile to feel that in the background. And the same with those lovely letters as well. You know, you can run your fingers over it and feel all the different sort of textures in there.
I really love that. Mary's come up with another way of using them as well. She says if you just stick them, what she sometimes does, sticks them to a piece of cardstock and then just fussy cuts around to make it actually a matte and layered topper almost, you know, like the whole letter, Jan.
Yeah, absolutely. So that would work. I didn't use the block stamp with this one like I did in the first demo. So you've got the ability to ink behind it and create another colour behind it. The reason I didn't do that on this one was because of the embossing. But that is a fantastic idea because you can cut that out. I could have actually put maybe a darker green or something behind it, just trimmed around it. They're so easy to cut around because they're nice big letters, and you would get that colour behind there as another layer without even worrying about it, wouldn't you? That's a fantastic idea.
Absolutely. So many different ways of using them, whether it comes up to is talking about the ways in which you put them together and use them, or about how you use them, if you use them individually or if you use them together as you would a conventional alphabet. So loads of different ways of using it. Getting very busy on the big collection and also very busy on the multi-buy as well. 3 for £15 or $20. A few of the ones are actually in the lead at the moment. The D is your favourite at the moment, and this one here you can see it's all themed around Dad. So you've got To the Best, For a Special, and also Dad in there as well. The other ones that you are loving are the C at the moment, which is the Congratulations, and that's fantastic because you've got two. You've also got in there Huge and also To You, and then the H is also one of your favourites, I think, because of course it is the Happy Birthday one that you've got in there. It also has New Home and Anniversary, so actually what you've got are three really usable, very versatile and popular sentiments all in the one there as well. As I said, $5.99 or $7.95 individually, any three of them £15 or $20. However, it is the best way to get the best deal is to go for the main collection there. Free postage, free shipping and handling. You can use your Club Inspired discount as well, which is absolutely awesome. Now, if you've got any questions as well, I'd love to get your questions into us. And it's really easy for you to send them to us. You can do that either over on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, pop yourself to Crafters TV, and in the Facebook Live there, drop your questions in. We'll do maybe like a mini crafty clinic. What do you think, Jan?
Oh, that would be good, wouldn't it? Yeah, just throw them at us. It's like we will always try and answer whatever we can. And if we can't, then we've got the means to find out as well. because we've got the boss to ask, haven't we? So,
Absolutely. We'll give her a ring. On a
yeah,
Saturday.
we'll
She
just give
won't
her a
mind.
ring and ask her.
If you're across on YouTube as well, remember you can just pop them in there and we'll pick them up from there as well. And also if you want to send photos, you can always do that. It's studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. You can also send us your questions and comments there if you want to as well. Now the other thing is, remember that today is the last day for something very special. I wonder what it could be. It's the last time you'll hear the waves of Costa del Newton Aycliffe here on Crafters TV. We don't have a beach here in Newton Aycliffe, but it would sound just like that, I think, if we did. It is our top picks of the end of summer sale. It's Jan's top 10 coming up. Jan, are you ready? This is a very exciting moment of the show, you know.
I'm ready. I've not done this before, Joe, so I was watching you yesterday with Sarah.
Well, do you know what? I've done it 4 or 5 times before, and watching it, you'd never know. You'd think it was my first time still. So, so don't worry about that. It'll be absolutely fine. But 10 products, Jan's listed them as well, some of her picks, and she's done it like a top 10 style. So, in at 10, Jan, what do we have?
What have we got? We've got a stamp and die set at number 10 there, and it says the word family. So again, similar to what we've been doing, but a different way of doing it. The main element is in the die, and then you've got all those lovely elements so you can put together we make a family. Family is everything. Friends are the family. And then it's getting smaller. I'm struggling. What does it say next? When life... I'm going to have to turn it round.
We choose for ourselves is the bottom one,
Where life begins and love never ends. And then family, we choose for ourselves. Absolutely beautiful. So that's my top pick at number 10.
At number
so you've
10,
got that
okay.
die in there at the bottom there, look. And then you've got the stamps. Which side am I on? That
Beautiful.
One. That one.
$7.75.
I can never get this the right way around.
$7.75 or $10.25. That's your number 10. Okay, what's in at 9, Jan?
Oh, let's have a little look. We've now got our Nativity Christmas Blessings set here. Now, I think Sarah picked this one yesterday, so we've obviously got similar taste going on here.
Well, you have. You must have great crafty taste.
I love this one. This is a way of doing those gorgeous frame cards. So if you're wanting to sort of send photographs of your little ones at Christmas, you can see that this one's got all those elements on there. You've got little baby Jesus, you've got the 3 wise men on there, and then you've got that lovely Bethlehem scene with the die. But they're really nice to stamp out, sit and colour in an evening, and then pop your cards. And where it cuts out the aperture in the middle, you can actually pop a photograph behind there to send as a personalised Christmas card. So for £5,
amazing.
That's ridiculous. There's a lot of metal in there to just £5.
60% off, $5.75 if you're in the US. That was number 9. I was about to say in at 8, but in at 8, it's sold out and gone already. Yes,
before we even got to it.
We're going to skip number 8 and we're going to go straight in at number 7.
Number 7 is an embossing folder, Joe. And this brings back some fond memories for me, because I'll tell you a funny story about Rick Rack. So it's a 2D embossing folder. It's part of our Crafty Fun collection, but again, a fantastic design. That card that I just made, you could swap out the one I used and pop this in as a background design. It would just look as nice. But the Rick Rack element takes me back to a show we did many months ago. I think it was last year. The first double show that Craig and I did last year, we ended up howling because what with his accent, bless him, and the Rick Rack, he'd never heard of Rick Rack, he didn't know what it was, and we howled about it, honestly. And it just reminded me, when I saw the Rick Rack one in there, it just brought that show back. So we had to educate him as to what Rick Rack, and it is a braid in sewing. For any of you out there
I
that's
had no
not
idea,
sure,
I must say.
It is actually a type of braid that's got this lovely zigzag design on it. So all the soft crafters out there will know. But again, £5 for a 5x7-inch embossing folder.
Awesome.
Over 60% off again.
Absolutely
Fantastic.
Brilliant. £5 or $5.75. Right, in at number 6. Sold out.
Oh no.
I know, gone.
I'll put that one back.
And
put that one back.
Inside the top 5, number 5 has also sold out.
Put that one back as well.
Just missing out on the top 3 at number 4. It is.
Oh, we've got one of our outline dies going there then. So this is one of my favourites. It's unusual. Sweet succulents on this one. So it's that lovely cacti plant. And again, cut out to make the outline with some green glitter card behind it. Looks absolutely stunning. So again, over 50% off for you today on that one. You can see the measurements just at the bottom there. And it's also got those lovely little stamps in there so that you can pop an appropriate sentiment with it as well. All right, so let me just read you some of those at the bottom. It says, "You're awesome. Wherever life plants you, bloom with grace." I like that one. "You're 1 in a million." And what else? "Sorry for being a bit prickly." How great is that one? "Sorry for being a bit prickly." And "Be your own kind of beautiful." That's always a nice one as well. So outline dies there for £7.25.
Awesome. $7.25, $9.75 if you're in the US, if you want to grab that. Now, it is the moment you have all been waiting for. We are inside the top 3. Jan, what's in at 3?
What have we got at number 3? We've got one of our layering stamps here.
Ooh.
And again, £7 for one of these. So we've got our vase bouquet there. So you can see across the bottom here, it shows you all the different layers that you can stamp out to create this beautiful sort of collage of flowers in the vase there. And I just think it's stunning. This stamped out, I'm on the wrong side again. This here, it's got all the highlights on it. It does look 3D, doesn't it? So brilliant. So again, £7, and you've got all the instructions in there at the back, shows you how to work it out. All right. Fantastic.
Awesome. £7. Sorry, I was just losing myself in the dirty bass there that's coming from this theme tune. Honestly.
Hey, don't wave them arms about. What did I tell you?
What are you talking? You saying I got bingo wings?
No, I'm just watching that alphabet.
Oh yeah, careful, don't breathe on it. Right, in at number 2, just missing out on the top spot, Jan, what is it?
Again, we've got similar thoughts because I think our Sarah had this and I've picked this one as well. So our crafty tote, again from the Crafty Fun collection, and this is gorgeous. It makes a beautiful card topper. If I turn it over, you can see the size of the die there. So we've got the tote at the bottom there, you've got the handles and all the bits to decorate it. But if you put this together as a 3D element with a little box inside it, you can make a little crafty gift box to pop some goodies in for one of your crafty friends, and it makes up beautifully. Just going to see if I can find any sizes on there. Yep, we're looking at just over 4.5 inches by 2.7. So it's a nice little size, maybe to just prop some sweeties in or a couple of little bits of crafty bits in there for a crafty friend. Would make an excellent little gift.
£5 or $5.75. However, you're going to have to hold on to that one, Jan. Bring that one back.
To this one
because it is number 1 by default, because number 1 is sold out. So Crafty Fun Tote is number 1.
It's moved up to number 1.
Oh, it's a mover and a shaker, and it's in at 1.
It sure is. So just £5 then again. All that metal in there.
Awesome. How awesome is that?
Over 60% off. Fantastic.
Now remember, the end of summer sale is running right up until the end of today. I'm going to miss this sound effect. Put this back up, but honestly, if you could see, did you look like Meccano used to have when you were a child? This is it's a feat of engineering. The Egyptians have got nothing on director Daniel with the pyramids. So if you could see what was going on back here, very busy on all of the end of summer sale items. Remember, it lasts up until the end of today. So midnight wherever you are is when those sale prices will hold to. So definitely take advantage of them. If you haven't been over there and had a look yet, maybe you have been and got yourself a few bits, umming and ahhing over a bit. Today is your last day to take advantage of them, so do make sure you go and check those out. Very busy now as we're in the second hour on our Make a Statement alphabet collection. The price there that you see on your screen gets you everything, so it gets you the full A to Z. It also then gets you the ampersand and all of the numbers as well. You'll get free P&P, free shipping and handling. Remember, you can use your Club Inspire discount on top of that as well. So Club Inspire Platinum members, you get £27 off of that, or $32 off of that price, which makes it really, really good value for money. When you see how many elements you're getting as well, 175 elements within there, which is awesome. And remember, yes, you can use it like a regular alphabet, but then they're all grouped together by individual letter-based projects as well. So A has amazing, H is great for happy, whether that's birthday or anniversary or any of those things. £50 or $67 is what absolutely everyone is saving on that there as well. Now I want to come back again and just have another word about the Mini, because the Mini is incredibly busy at the moment. $29.99 if you want to get your hands on the Mini, or $44.95. You get everything you need in here as well, which is awesome. It is that portable powerhouse that you can use on the go wherever you are for all of your die cutting. As long as your dies are sort of narrower than 3 inches, they will go through this machine. You get the folder that you need, you get the shim, you get the instruction manual as well. All comes beautifully boxed, and we're going to slap an extra 50 bonus points on it today for you as well, which is really, really generous. If you want to order that, if you want to order anything in fact, now's a great time to do so. Get yourself over to the website, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.au, click shop the show, and then you will be able to take avail of all of these beautiful bargains that we've got for you on the show. Now, Jan, it's very busy on the Mini. I'm not surprised, are you?
It is, honestly. It's one of those things that once you've got it, Joe, you realise just how useful it is and how many times you use it during your crafting session. So I'm just going to go through it again for the benefit of anybody that's joined us since the beginning of the show, because I know some people, you know, if they've not made the beginning, they tune in later on. So I thought we'd go through it again and just do a little demo with it and tell you about it and what you actually get. So we've got our little guy here, and like we said, even though he's called the Mini, I like to call him the Mighty Mini, because he has got so much pressure going in there for a little handheld machine. It also comes, and if I turn him this way, you can see there those suckers on the bottom. And I'm going to do the demo again because I love it. So let me just make sure I'm not stuck to the desk. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to suction this to the middle of my glass mat. Just give it a press on the top to make sure it's down secure. And then when I actually lift this, I'm lifting the Mini here, but I've got my, it's stuck to the desk again. I've actually got my glass mat
fabulous.
There. That's how tough it is with those suckers. So once it's stuck to a surface that's non-porous, it's going to stay in place. And then you've got your turning handle, which will go backwards and forwards depending on which way you want it to go. And then the mouth in here is just slightly wider than 3 inches, and it goes from, I work from me to that side. You can put it in this side and come back to yourself depending on how you want to work. It also comes with your plastic folder. Let me just move that to one side so we can see these on here. So you get a clear plastic folder, which the way I describe it is it's almost like an embossing folder but without any texture in it. So you get a nice clean one as well when that comes. Ours has been used and loved. And then you get a plastic shim as well, which is just a single shim. This one's actually a proper folder. So again, dual function with all our machines. So die cutting and embossing. So I'll show you the die cutting first, and this little folder hinges on both sides. So you can actually use it whichever way you want to do it. And like we always say to you with the big Geminis, housekeeping, keep rotating. In this case, keep flipping it, keep turning it round and use all the different areas rather than just cutting it the same way each time. So all I've done is I've got a little bit of pink cardstock, and I'll just pinch one of those dies that we've been working with. So we'll just borrow that letter T out of there, and all the Make a Statement dies fit in here beautifully. So again, I'm going to place my cardstock inside. I'm going to pop my die face down onto the colour, and then I tend to just hold it together with my thumb like that because it's only small. Pop him back on here, give him a good little press to get those suction cups in place. And then again, I tend to work from me. So I'm coming in from the back there into the mouth of the machine, and I'm going to pop through. And you can see there just that little bit of pressure when it reaches the die. Turn it through there, and it works beautifully. Now, if you prefer to come this way and come in at the front there, you can actually bring it back this way. So it works both ways. There's no right or wrong, and it doesn't matter whether your die, I've got the die facing down here, but you could just as easily bring it in with the die facing up. So again, whichever way you prefer. So let's piggyback on that big Gemini. He's feeling very left out, my big Gemini, today. And then take this out of here. So you've created a stencil there. Let's put that on there for you. So you could use this as well. You could trim that down and use that. And then you can see how this is literally just wanting to fall straight out. Pop those bits out.
Alison saying how much she loves the Mini. She's just stocked up on some of the extra folders. The extra folders very cost effective as well, which is brilliant. So I mean, you can get 3 sets for about £10, I think, over on our website. Irene says as well, totally love my Mini. Pretty much everyone that gets it. The thing that tends to be, Jan, people don't think they need it, and then they get it, and then they completely wax lyrical about it and don't know how they live without it.
Honestly, it's brilliant, Joe. It's got such a terrific amount of pressure in it for a little machine. To say that it's only small, I mean, let's just have a look on here. We measured it earlier, and if I just sit it on my mat, we're looking at, without the handle, we're looking at just under 6 inches by about 4.5 inches. So it's a nice little size. It's great for taking, if you're going, I mean, I know we've not got access to many classes at the moment, but if you're able to go to classes, it's great to pop in your bag. And the other thing I like it for is because there's no electrical parts on it, if you like to craft with your children, with your grandchildren, it's perfect for them to actually work with and know that it's safe just by turning the handle. They don't have to worry about plugging it into the electric or anything like that. So again, you can see here where we've got that letter cut out, and it's cut it beautifully. There's no bits that are stuck. It's got a lovely, nice defined outline there, and that's one of those detailed statement letters that we've got there. Awesome. And then we also said that it was dual. It was a dual machine, so the purple shim comes in for the embossing side of it. So again, I've just taken one of the folders that came in the bundle that we had. It's actually sold out, but I know some of you will be lucky enough to have got this. And again, I've just cut a piece of mirror card this time to pop in here. It's a little bit bigger than the folder, but you'll get the idea here. So let's bring him back again. As I say, you'll find that this is it. It's like using it, it's off your desk, it's on your desk, it's off your desk, honestly. And it's small enough. What I tend to do, for my show later on, I've got some really small elements to die cut, which I'll show you later. I sat in my chair in an evening watching TV with this on my lap tray, and the suckers stuck to the lap tray, and I just sat merrily cutting out bits and pieces ready for demoing. So, you know, it's light enough and portable enough to work wherever you want to. It doesn't have to stay in your craft room. So if we go through here with just the actual folder on its own, you can see it's just sliding straight through. So we're not going to get the pressure we need. So the plastic shim can either go over the top of it here, or you can put it underneath, whichever you prefer. It doesn't make any difference. And that builds up the right depth, the right thickness there to actually make the pressure that we've got do the right pressure for the embossing. So let's pop it in that way this time, and I'm literally going to pop those through together, and then that's going to transfer that beautiful detail there. Pop him back up there again, take away the plate, and when we open this out, look, you can see that lovely embossing on there.
How awesome.
On the mirror card. So again, dual function, die cutting and embossing. Okay.
And I think the thing is, maybe you've been thinking about die cutting for a little while, but you know, you're not ready to make the leap on a big machine or a big electronic machine. It would be a great way to test the water, I think, something like our Mini. And you'll be surprised by the volume of our dies that will fit through here.
Yep.
A lot of our sentiment dies, there's a lot of edgeable dies that you can even use through here as well. All your alphabets are going to go through as well. There's loads of great things that you're going to be able to use this for, which is awesome. And then the thing is, it's not like you're buying this and then it's a stepping stone to a big machine that's going to replace it. Even when you've got a big machine, there are definitely elements of your crafting that are quicker and easier running them through your Mini. So it's still going to have that place even once you've upgraded, which is awesome. $29.99 or $44.95 if you want to come in for it. 50 bonus points with slapped onto there as well. A great time to order it. We've had some questions coming in, Jan, which we absolutely love.
I will try my best.
Linda wants to know, with the Mini, can you use multimedia dies with the Mini, or would you be best sticking to thin metal dies? Great question, which I don't know the answer to.
It is a great question. It's a good one to ask that. I haven't used it with multimedia dies. I have stuck to my thin metal dies. I would need to try that to answer that properly, but I think the multimedia dies would be too thick with the depth of the folder here to go through it properly. I think you would struggle. And we always say that if you have to force anything through the machine, whichever size, starting at the big Gemini, the Junior, the you know, the little Mini, or any of them, if you have to force it through, it's too thick. So I've got a feeling with the depth of this plus a multimedia die would be too thick. So I wouldn't risk it personally.
Awesome. Stacey says, when she heat embosses, it's all patchy. Why can that be? What am I doing wrong? And can I do the same one more than once to get a bolder look? So I think she means, can she multi-heat emboss as well?
Yes, so you can multi-stamp. So that stamping platform would give the opportunity to build up the ink so that you've got plenty of ink. If it's patchy, I would hazard a guess that there isn't enough ink down underneath for the embossing powder to stick to. So you want a really nice juicy ink pad like one of our translucent watermark inks, which is made specifically to attract the embossing powder, or our pigment inks are beautiful for embossing. You want an ink that stays wet. That could be the other side of it. If the ink's drying too quickly, it may not be catching the embossing powder properly. And if the ink isn't there in the first place, it doesn't matter how many times you emboss it, it's literally got nothing to stick to. So I would investigate. If you want to let us know which inks you're using, I would have said that was possibly the first point to check. All right, and again,
awesome.
Using the magnetic platform, like most of what I've done today, I've stamped twice. So even with your watermark sticky inks, you can stamp one impression, re-ink, stamp again, and you know that you've got every little bit of it covered. And then you can either heat emboss with your heat tool from the top or from underneath. Try doing it from underneath. It may be that your heat tool's a bit savage and it's blowing some of the embossing powder away as well. That sometimes happens with the directional tools.
Nothing worse than a savage heat tool,
There
Jan.
is not, no. I like the little gentle one that I can do steady.
Fair enough. Thanks. I really hope that helps you, Stacey. Let us know if that does improve things. Sandra says, how would you seal these letters to a canvas board to preserve them for a sign? Which is a great idea when it comes to using them, Jan.
Oh, once you've done your canvas, then let's have a think. One of the things, let me just see behind me. Have I got it behind me? I've not got it on there. We do in our aerosol range. I'll just bring one of these in because this is one of the range that you'll be familiar with. But we actually do one of these that's called spray and shine, and it's actually a clear varnish in the aerosol. So it's brilliant for just putting a light mist of varnish over things, which actually will help protect it if you're doing pieces. I use it on my home decor projects just to protect the bits and so that the dust doesn't get inside all the little bits that you've cut. So it comes in a can like this. I believe it's green and it's called Spray and Shine. And it's a clear varnish in the aerosol. So again, once your project's totally finished, make sure that it's completely finished and dry, and then literally I usually just take mine outside or put it onto some scrap paper, give it a mist over, let it dry, and then possibly a second coat over it as well, and then let it dry, and it should protect it for you a little bit.
Awesome. One more question as well from Lorraine says, can I use the mini plastic folder from the Mini with the Gemini Go? I'm not sure on that one.
With the Gemini Go?
Because does the Gemini Go have like a more standard
The Gemini
plate
Go
selection?
has got more plates like the other Gemini family, hasn't it?
Yes.
So I wouldn't advise it, because the only reason I'm saying that is I haven't tried it, so I can't say yes or no for definite. But the only thing that I would say with things like that is if you start mixing and matching things, it does tend to mess with things like warranties on your products. So if you've used something that you're not supposed to use and there's a problem, then it could end up causing issues with any warranties that you might have on it. So I would stick with what you've got. The only exception to that rule would be the fact that you see us using the Gemini Junior plates a lot with the large Gemini, but they are made exactly the same. They're just half the size, whereas this is a slightly different system. So I wouldn't recommend it.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Jan. Lots of people talking about their Mini as well. Lynn saying absolutely love the Mini. It's definitely a go-to little machine which cuts just as good as the bigger ones. Pam says as well, hi Joe and Jan, another time to use the Mini is in the middle of the night when you can't sleep. It isn't noisy, so it doesn't wake the hubster up.
Excellent, I like that one as well. Fantastic, I have to remember that.
If you're up for some covert crafting, then it might be your Mini that gets that done
Stealth
for you.
mode.
Absolutely. I want to just take a moment to recap all of the deals that you've seen so far in this masterclass. The fancy fonts, stamp and die selection. You get 11 in here, which is awesome. Really usable, craftable sentiments with a whole host and array of different stamps that go with them to enable you to create something gorgeous every single time. $41.93 or $55.65 if you want to go for those ones. That magnetic stamping platform and base that you've seen Jan using throughout this show has been so busy. It was out of stock for such a long time. It's such a joy to have it back in stock and ready to go. £22 or $26.50 if you would like to grab that one. And remember, a great deal at the moment. We've been doing this a little bit across a few of our different ink pad ranges at the moment. I'm not sure how long we'll continue to do it for, because to get a 30% discount on our ink pads, you normally need to buy like a 28, 29 piece collection of them. We're allowing you to have a 3 for 2 at the moment on all of our ink pads. So you can basically get 3 of these for £10 or for $14, which is awesome. So it's a really great chance. If you've got some that maybe have run out, not as juicy as they were, maybe you didn't ever complete your collection, you're missing a few, this is a great opportunity for you to get a great deal and just stock up on those ones that you need. If you're going for the ink pads, you may need someone to store them as well. We've got the ink pad storage trays available for you. It's a buy one, it's a save 25%, so you're gonna get 2 of these here for £25 or $37, which is awesome value for money. We've also got a great ink pad essential tools bundle for you. So you get the square blending tool with the refills, you get the brayer, and you get the craft mat. The craft mat's awesome if you don't have the space or the room to have a big glass mat. The craft mat lets you do exactly the same kind of things and techniques, but you can then roll it up and fold it away, which is awesome. £19.50 or $24 if you want to grab that one, which is awesome. Now we're going to come back to the Maker Statement. It's an alphabet, which is awesome, and the big collection is far and away the busiest at the moment. Within there, of course, you're getting the A to Z. You're getting all of the letters, which is great, and then all the letters have their own theme around them. So things like N is for note, H is for happy, M is for mum, K is for kisses, and J is for joy. So you can select a few of these if you want to and have a project for each letter, or what you can do is then give yourself the maximum amount of craftability and go for absolutely all of them together, because when you get them all together, of course you've got the full collection. A to Z, you've got the ampersand in there, and then you've got all the numbers as well. So when you've got the numbers, what's awesome about that is you can then do all of those milestone birthdays. You can use more than one. If you wanted to do initials, they would work great. Or what you could do is maybe even completely forget about the stamping element of these, and you could just use all the letters and use them to create names or on scrapbooks or on invitations, home decor, box frames, so many different things that you're going to be able to do. And they've all got that beautiful lacy detail in them, which is kind of classic and timeless. I think it's not something that is you know, bang on trend, but it's something that is timeless and has been around for a really long time. If you want to get them all together, that is the best way to get the best value. £135 if you are in the UK. Club Inspire Platinum members, you get an extra £27 off of that. If you're in the US, $160. Platinum members can save $32 off of that price as well. Remember, everyone, no matter where you are, we're going to send these. If you're in the UK or the US, we're going to send them out to you totally free of charge when you go for the big collection as well. And you're going to receive over 175 elements, which is absolutely awesome. We always talk, don't we, Jan, about alphabets being really versatile and having and needing great alphabets within your crafty stash. But these ones are like alphabets, but like next level up, because you've got all of those different options with them.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it says it all with its name, doesn't it? We decided to call them Make a Statement because they do. They are really a statement on that card. And I think most, I would say 99% of projects that we create have some kind of sentiment on them. So, you know, it's a great way of making it a focal point. Sometimes people don't know what kind of card to make. I think the hardest ones to make are with sympathy cards, things like that. If you've got a focal sentiment, you don't need to worry about what design you're going to do. You can just get that focal letter on with a sentiment with it, and you've got your card pretty much done there. So I've just picked some more samples out again in case you've not seen them. This one is a gatefold one, and we've chosen to go happy down the side, so you can see that lovely bold letter with the floral elements in, and then it's been heat embossed. You can just see where it's catching the light there. It's got some gold embossing powder on there, which is beautiful. And then we've repeated it at the other side, so it gives quite a quirky look to it on there. So when it's stood upright, we've got the happy, but then just look what you can do with these. Absolutely brilliant. So new home, and then we've used those little beach huts there as a new home. So happy new home. So that's one there. And then again, really pretty. I love this combination of colours. I love the craft card with the blues and the turquoises. So again, you've got gorgeous there. So it says hello gorgeous. You can see how we've put some colour behind that initial letter. And then again, this one's actually been it looks as if it's been heat embossed with some glitter powder this time. It's just catching the light there, beautiful. And then this is one of my favourites. I really love this one. So again, we've got have an amazing day. Use some stenciling in the background there. You can see how bold that stamping is. Pink glitter card there for the lettering, which is beautiful. But again, just look what you can do with these by adding in a combination of the letters as well. So you've got that lovely little floating element for an 18th birthday and one of our old stamps in there. Absolutely stunning. How great would it be to receive something like that that's been personalised? You could even put somebody's name on it if you wanted to. Make any birthday. I mean, we said before that buying sort of 18th cards and 21st and things like that. But if you've got something that's got, you know, sort of, I wouldn't be able to find a 98th birthday card, I don't think, in the shops. You know, so you can make any combination. My producers just said as well, anybody that's got a name that's spelled a little bit alternatively. So I know sometimes, I mean, my full name I can never find on things. And
what is your full name?
What is my full name?
Yeah.
Ooh, notes on a postcard. See if people can guess.
I had no idea that Jan wasn't your full name.
No, it is short for something. Yes, you'll have to see. See if anybody, there's probably people out there that know.
Right, get it into us on Facebook or YouTube.
See if you can find out, Joe.
I am the mind boggles, Jan. Right, I'm going to try and work this out now before the end of the show, I think.
Yep, see? Right, so we're going to do another demo with them fantastic statement dies. So I'm going to die cut first. I'm going to bring in the letter that we're using. We're going to go for enjoy this time. So we've got that lovely statement letter E, and then we've got the rest of the wording to go with it. So let's bring that one out and the stamps out. So I'm going to die cut the letter, then we're going to do some stamping. I'm going to bring that magnetic stamping platform in again. So we'll do the die cutting first, and we're going to use that little mini because these fit beautifully in this little guy. So again, I need my plastic folder that we talked about. This is the die cutting element. Okay, and I'm just going to have a look where I've been using it most, and we'll have a go on this side. Again, a little bit of card. So it's great for using up your scraps as well, this. So get in that scrap box and pull all those little bits out. So again, let me just have a look. We're looking at just under 2.5 inches by 2 inches. So they're great for using all those scraps up. Pop it inside. Make sure that the cutting side of the die, if you're new to die cutting, if you see on one side, if we can get in close on there, you can see where it's got that cutting element on there. Look at that's fantastic. So that needs to be the side that goes down. So if you are new to this, or if you're wanting to craft with the children, we want that side to push through the cardstock. So facing down, we tend to take these things for granted really, but seeing as we're doing that masterclass, it's worth just pointing it out. We want to push that cutting element through the cardstock to cut out that shape. And I tend to refer to it as a cutting element, but it's not sharp. So going back to that using things with children again, it's perfectly safe for the little ones to get involved in. So that's down onto my coloured card, and then I'm going to pop it into that mouth again. And it wants to go by itself, look, when I get going. But we just give it a gentle touch there and wind it through. I always take it nice and steady because you want that pressure to be applied evenly. And I'm just going to go through once. All right, just on cardstock, I'm just going to go through once. Lift this, I love that noise. I just could sit and amuse myself with that bit all day. Doesn't take much to please me, Joe.
Just thinking about watching you use these there, Jan. I was just thinking, could you make a shaker letter with these?
Could you make a shaker letter? A shaker
letter. And I'm thinking,
letter.
the only way I could think about doing it, but I don't know if the sizing would be right, would be to use the waist as the aperture and then put the letter back over the top, but I don't know if that would work.
Let me have a think. Let
Do
me
you know
just
what I
get
mean?
my head round that. I'm thinking. So if we'd got, let me just get that bit out there. So if we got this bit, and yeah, you would probably have to make, I think you'd struggle with just the letter.
Right.
But if, for example, I was to pop this back in here, let me just get some white so that you can see here. If you made a framework big enough to get your tape round, you could then put the shaker elements behind it.
Okay.
I don't think you would be able to do it with just the letter. I'd have to have a think about that one. But you'd need that extra space to get the acetate behind it. So yes, I might have to have a play with that.
Oh, okay. Right, suggestions coming in then for Jan's name. Is it Janet with a TH?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Nope, sorry.
Is
Good
it?
guess.
That was Darlene. Mary wants to know. Is it Janice?
Ooh, maybe.
Maybe Janice.
Maybe.
But not with not spelt in the regular way. Stephanie says, is it Janelle?
Oh, I quite like that one. I might have to change it. Yeah, no, it's not that one.
So it is Janice, and is that what you're saying?
It is Janice.
Right, but it's not spelt in the conventional way.
Well, I don't know what the conventional way is.
Janice was how I say it. That's you.
J-nice. J-nice.
J-nice.
J-nice.
J-nice.
Yeah, do you know?
I guess,
the trouble is that nobody calls me that, and I don't even refer to it. I don't even answer to it anymore because I have been Jan for as long as I can remember.
I'll answer to anything, me.
Do you?
Yeah, you call me what you like.
Well, let's not go there, Joe. We've only got 15 minutes left. Right, I'm going to bring another piece of my favourite equipment back. I know we put the Mini on as my star by with those extra bonus points, but I think coming up close second today has got to be this magnetic platform. And I've been using this throughout the day to show you how easy it is. People that are not confident in stamping, it's a brilliant way to have a go. It doesn't matter what size stamp. You may only have a tiny little stamp in the middle. It still works perfectly. It also will go right up to those big background layering stamps that we do as well, and you'll still get that perfect image because you can do it more than once. So I'm going to do a little bit of stamping for this card that we're going to do now. So again, line it up on the grid just to make sure everything's nice and straight, and then you get 4 magnets come with it, and they are good strong magnets. And if anybody's wondering, this is our CC logo on it as well. Oh. Just to make sure that we know.
I remember a bit of a discussion when this first came
So
out.
do I.
And was it Fiona or was it
was.
Craig?
It was
Fiona was like,
her.
what do the M's stand for on the magnets?
Was it M's or W?
Was it M's or W? I can't remember.
She was like, she couldn't remember.
She just couldn't work it out, could she?
It's actually CC for Crafter's Companion, of course. And they are really nice, strong magnets as well. So this time, I'm going to come back to those pigment inks because I want to build up some layers, and I'm actually going to do some, she says some heat embossing. Have I got a heat tool?
Oh, I can see it.
Oh, can you see it?
I can see it, yeah. I'm coming
I can
over.
see it.
You got it.
I've got it. I didn't think about that. I've got my heat embossing ready. Right, Joe, I'm just good. Oh, it's plugged in.
Oh, it's plugged in.
We're good to go. I'm good to go. Okay, right. So, clear embossing powder on top of coloured ink. So what I want to stamp out then is the rest of that word to spell enjoy. So again, I'm going to use my letter E as a guide. And then I'm going to pop
stamps. Are these acrylic, these stamps in here, Jan, would you say?
Do you know, I should know the answer to that, Joe.
I think they are. I was just going to ask you just what sort of any sort of general care instructions for stamps. Because I know
think they are acrylic, feeling at them.
Apparently, if you smell them, there's a difference between acrylic and photopolymer.
You'd have to know that difference though, wouldn't you, for that to work?
You absolutely would, and I don't know what that difference is, unfortunately, but I did think I'd just let you know.
Oh my days. I'm pretty certain that they are acrylic. The photopolymer tend to be thicker. than the acrylic. Yeah.
I was just going to say, is there any sort of care instructions when it comes to your acrylic stamps, how you should look after them? Do you clean them? Because I know some people say they clean them, some people say they don't.
Do you know, I am terrible at looking after stamps. To say that I am a stamper at heart, it's the one thing that I enjoy doing most, stamping and colouring. I'm not very good at looking after them. And I tend to just use a bit of dry cloth. This is my lovely little beloved cloth that used to be a pillowcase in a former life. And I tend to just rub the excess off and put them back on the carrier. If you're wanting to give them a good clean, the best way to do it is to run them under the tap. Give them a clean and then leave them face down like this, and the back will go tacky as it dries again.
Okay.
So if for any reason you get to the point where they're not sticking properly, it's just maybe you've got some dust or something on the back of it. So yeah, run them under the tap, give with your fingers, get them clean, and then leave them to air dry, and the back of it will go nice and tacky again so that it sticks on. So
awesome.
We're going to pop that E as a placement, and then I want to actually stamp the rest of the word, and we're going to stamp in coloured ink, and then we're going to put the clear embossing so that the colour shows through. And I like to do this with the clear rather than a coloured embossing. It means you don't have to buy every colour under the sun in your embossing powders, and it's very forgiving if you get those little specks of embossing powder. It doesn't show them when it's clear. So I've got everything ready. It's a little bit of get everything lined up. We've got our ink. I'm using Pine Tree opaque ink because that stays wet long enough for me to get the embossing powder on. I've got my clear embossing powder and I've got my heat tool, so we're good to go. So let's ink this up then. And again, I'm going to do that ink it twice. It's sort of a habit I have. So we've got that lovely green ink, and this colour's going to show through my clear embossing powder. So again, we're going to go and stamp once. Let that ink soak into your cardstock. I'm just using a piece of stamping card here. It could just as easily be Nina cardstock to take the ink. And then see how I've missed a little bit, look. Okay.
Oh dear.
That would mean that there is some ink left on my stamp. So first of all, I can literally go back and give that bit a press, and as if by magic, most of it's appeared. But this is where this comes in perfect, because if I ink up again, it may be that I'd just missed that a little bit when I was inking it in the first place. So we'll give it a nice generous covering, but you've got the confidence now that this is going to go in exactly the same place. So it's building up that colour. I want a nice strong colour that's going to show through that heat embossing.
Awesome.
So again, I've still got a little bit missing there, haven't I? But we'll do the embossing powder over the top.
Some ideas of using these as well. Kat says, could you use these through the foil press? That might be a lovely idea. The actual dye element.
Yes, you could. You would just get the outline. Whenever you're embossing, whenever you're using a dye in the foil press, you will just get the outline part of it. So you'd get all that lovely filigree work in the foil. That would look terrific.
Would look lovely. If you want a great deal on the foil press, actually on that note, you're going to want to make sure that you join myself and Jan for Second Chance Sunday, because we have got a fabulous deal coming up on the foil press. We've got some foil stamp dies, some foil stamping cup dies on the show. Those beautiful reef dies that we launched beautifully, they're back on the show as well. I still think this is magic watching this transform.
Do you know, it never gets old, does it?
Never
so
does.
Hold your embossing tool in the same place until it starts to turn, and you'll see it go. There it goes. And then just chase it around the letter, and you can see how it's getting darker where the embossing powder has melted. So just chase it around. You don't need to wave it, because then it's not getting the correct heat. You see how it's turned darker? Still got a little bit missing there. I could have done with a third go with my stamping platform, I think.
Can you give it another go after you've heat embossed it, Jan?
I wouldn't.
No?
No. And I've actually moved it now as well. I've taken the stamp off. So getting it lined up wouldn't be as easy, but just got that little tiny bit missing at the bottom. But if we can pick up, can you see where that's catching the light there?
Yeah, it's really lovely. It's like an enamelling, isn't it?
It is. It just gives it another element again. So I'm just going to put the lid on here before we have any major accidents, because it looks like icing sugar. Right, and then what I want to do is actually pop that letter on there to go with it. So I'm going to choose that dotty tape pen again. That's come in handy today for the back of all these. But like I said, if you've got spray adhesive, it would work on the back of these. If you're lucky enough to own one of our Xyron machines, you could use the Xyron to get the adhesive on the back. If you prefer wet glue, just like I did before, little tiny dots of glue and then dab some of it off before you stick it down. It actually saves the glue squidging out through the shape. And then what I'm going to do is actually mount that onto a piece of orange this time. I'm going to go a bit sort of brighter colours with this one. So again, we'll come back to that other tape pen, our double-sided one. Perfect for sticking all your mats and layers together.
Oh, we've got those available at the moment as well. They're on the website at the moment in the 12 packs, those tape pens, which is a great way of getting them if you want to make sure you're stocked up. Honestly, 2020 will be known as the great tape pen shortage of 2020, I think, because there was months where we didn't have any. But there's 12 packs everywhere, so we're definitely not going to run out this time around. But if you want to stock up, make sure you don't run out, then those 12 packs are definitely the best way to get hold of them at the moment.
And then what I've got now is I'm going to do one of those joyfold cards, which we showed a sample of. So I've actually cut, let's have a little look. We've got 7.5 by 6, and then I've cut it at 4 inches. So I've just got a slightly offset panel at this side here. You can see where slightly wider. And then I've cut a smaller section now, which has got the fold at this side, because the idea is that this is going to stick and it opens that way and then that way. So again, I'm just going to do a little bit of matting and layering, Joe, just to pop this together. So a finished sample. So I've picked some colours out of my...
I love that. Is that the pumpkin there?
Yes. It's beautiful. And then I'm going to use that with some papers out of my stash. I've just picked one of the colours out of the paper there. So we've got that one on the back. And then I've got the reverse of this paper, actually. When you turn this paper over, you get this one on the front.
Do you remember what pad it's from, Jan?
It is from...
I can't.
I think it's from the one that came out with the memory books.
Oh.
There was the summer one, and then there was the more muted tones. Was it summer something? If I remember right.
Do you know what the great thing is about our dedicated super fans, Jan? That they know all the answers. Someone will drop into the comments any moment now, I'm convinced, and they will let us know exactly what it was. So we shall see in a moment. Someone will come back to us, I'm sure.
Then this bit is going to go on here, but I want it to make sure it almost opens the wrong way to what we're used to. So I've got the fold on the right-hand side. So we're going to pop this one on the top of there with the mats and layers. Oops.
Fabulous. Don't forget as well, another 2 hours of myself and Jan coming your way for Second Chance Sunday. It's already super busy on Second Chance Sunday. Really good mix of stuff, isn't there, as well tonight?
There is.
Today,
We've got some nice products on there, including that foil press later on. Let's have a look then. So pop that one, and then I'm just going to position this so that it's sort of centred in the middle of the card.
Is there got a specific name, this card shape?
It's a joyfold.
A joyfold?
Joyfold.
A joint fold?
Joy.
Joy, J-O-Y.
Joyfold.
So it seems like a bit of a funny name, doesn't it?
I'm presuming maybe it was a lady called Joy that invented it.
Maybe.
That was my theory. So you can see there, we've got so far with it. All right, so it opens one way and the other. You can put a little plaque in here to write on. You can decorate this side if you want. And then again, you know me, little bit of bling, little bit of freehand round the edge of it. And you've got that gorgeous little card there. And I've just stamped from here, where are we? We've got enjoy, and just at the bottom there, every moment. Okie dokies.
Awesome. That looks absolutely beautiful. It's so lovely to see you create all of these wonderful cards in the show, Jan.
Thank you.
People have been letting us know what they've been up to as well. We found that picture of Craig's that you were talking about, Jan.
Look at this.
Isn't it awesome?
I thought that was lovely. It really is. It's excellent, isn't it? And it shows those letters off perfectly.
Yeah, it really
They
does.
almost look, now that he's translated it into the black and orange, they almost look a bit spiderwebby, don't you think?
They do, yeah.
Even though we said they were floral, I think on that particular design, they look a little bit spiderwebbish.
It's really fabulous. I love the idea there. We've had another picture in as well. Stephanie sent this one into us.
Wow, look
love
at
it
that.
with the flowers.
That is gorgeous, isn't it? Almost like, I don't know whether it's a card or a piece of home decor, that one.
I think it could be either.
That would be, it's beautiful. I would want that on my wall.
Really awesome. And we talked about using them as a traditional alphabet as well. We've had some fabulous pictures in here.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, Lord.
Who sent us these ones in?
That is
Janelle
beautiful.
sent these in.
Oh, that's so cute. And
Really
I like how
gorgeous.
she's used the graded cardstock on the lemon and the turquoise. I don't know whether it's ink or whether it's cardstock. That looks stunning.
Really,
and
really
baby
gorgeous.
Lily, beautiful.
And Renee sent us this next one in. This was
Oh, that was
from
one
the
of my
pics,
top 10,
indeed.
wasn't
Yeah,
it?
what a
Yes,
gorgeous,
with the
gorgeous one that
nativity
is.
photo frame.
I love that she's done it as a sentiment rather than a photo.
Then a
What
photo,
really interesting
that's a
way of
lovely
using it.
idea.
Yeah,
That really
gorgeous.
nice, yeah.
Love that. As always, you can always send us pictures of everything you've been up to. We love receiving them. studio@craftscompanion.co.uk is where you need to send them into, and we'll pick them up ahead of our Second Chance Sunday show. I want to just quickly share with you again the Make a Statement alphabet. So incredibly busy as we come towards the end of the hour. Very, very busy on that main collection. I think what's so awesome about these is, yes, you can use them as you would a conventional alphabet. Build them up, use them to create names or home decor, or any of those different things. What you've also got though is a project within with each letter, because each letter has got a theme or a word that you create with it. So you've got joy, kisses, mum, no, one, unique, things like special. The H is happy, whether it's happy birthday or happy anniversary. So you can go for a few of them if you want to. They're all available individually, or they're on a multi-buy as well. However, when you get them all together, you get the most amount of versatility, the most amount of craftability as well. We'll send these out to you free of charge as well. So if you're in the UK, free P&P. If you're in the US, free shipping and handling is what you'll get, and you can use that Club Inspire discount on there as well, which is absolutely awesome. A lot of you are going for that as we come towards the end of the show. Now, something else that's been the star of the show is, of course, that Mini. Now, the Mini, $29.99 or $44.95, a great price for it. We sell hundreds of them every single week on our website at that price, but you're going to get 50 bonus points slapped on there. It's your pick of the show, Jan. How come it's your star buy today?
I just love it, Joe. And as I say, it sits on my craft desk, and pretty much every time I craft, something goes through that little Mini, because we all love to decorate our cards. So all those little flower dies that you use for embellishments, we saw that lovely example that had the stars on just then, they would all fit through that Mini. So 3 by 6 inch platform, anything that fits inside the perimeter of that folder, you can die cut through that Mini. Even you saw me earlier using the glitter card through it as well, so it was strong enough to cut through the glitter card.
Awesome. If you want to grab it, make sure you stock up on it whilst you've got those bonus points on there as well. $29.99 or $44.95 if you want to grab that. Remember, we also had the fancy fonts on the show as well. Check out the website for those where you'll be able to grab them. Do you want to just give us like a little sort of amuse-bouche, a soupçon of what we can expect in that Second Chance Sunday show? Jan, what sort of things are you going to be creating for us?
Oh, I might be creating some wreaths. That's what I was sat playing with my Mini cutting out the other night. What else have I got on there? I've got my classic markers with me. So I said all along that I love stamping and colouring. So we're going to do a little bit of that. I'm going to show you how to do a masking technique with the stamps today, so that you can get dimension on your cards. And then we've also got the foil press on the show, Joe, which I think people have already found ahead of us. I think people are already buying it, aren't they?
They are indeed.
Yeah.
It's a great deal on the Mini. You will need to be quick for the wreaths as well. The wreath collection, which launched very recently. It launched recently. See what I did there? A lot of you have gone for that already. We don't have as much as we would like. So if you do want it, you'll need to be quick for that. You've got an hour to do whatever you want to do. You could get some breakfast. You could get some lunch. You could have a sit down. You could do some housework, but come on, it's a Sunday. Let's face it, you're not going to be doing any housework. We're going to have a bit of a cuppa and no doubt a little bit of a chat and a catch up. So whilst we do that, you get yourself sorted out, and we'll join you back here in 1 hour's time for our Second Chance Sunday show. So we'll see you then. Take care.